Hi Lee, how are you today? Can you hear me okay? Hi. Oh, that's funny. It looks like your audio isn't connected just yet. Or I think it's connected. It's just the mic isn't on. Let's try that again.
Unmute.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome. How are you? It's great to see you. Lots been happening in your life since we met last.
Yeah, geez, it's been a roller coaster. Listen, it's been on my mind because I like calling people out on their bullshit.
Oh,
So I have to call myself out because I haven't
oh.
been. Um, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. Something really bad happened. My sister and I got in a huge argument, and she called the cops on me, and I got arrested.
Oh my
So
gosh.
while I was getting into voiceover, this happened, and I
Mm.
had to move. And ever since then, I'm so scared to touch voiceover, but I don't want to stop.
Oh,
I really don't want to stop.
right.
I want her to win.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I totally can understand having like an association with that and going, okay, when I was first starting, this happened. It was very traumatic to experience that. But it is something that you really love and that you've invested a lot in and you've practiced and you've trained in. So yeah, I love that you're challenging yourself, pushing yourself to conquer that. I'm so sorry that that happened. Um, and I mean, it just is, it sucks when stuff like that happens, especially if it's people that you're close to and that you love and that, are part of that really tight, close community. So I'm so sorry that you dealt with that. That really, really stinks. But
So
yeah, I
I haven't
completely understand stepping away for a while.
I haven't done your book and I feel guilty about it. And I
Oh,
feel
that's
so guilty
okay.
all the time. I'm like, she's gonna be so disappointed
Oh,
in me. I want you to be disappointed in me.
oh no, no, don't feel that way. I am not at all disappointed in you. I understand that there are seasons to things, and honestly, there's no rush from me or pressure from me. It's all about what timing and pacing is best for you. And I was so happy to hear about your marriage. It sounds like that's a really beautiful, beautiful thing that happened in your life. I'm so happy for you with that. Um, and then your travel recently and getting the care that you needed. I had an aunt who had to go abroad to get some of her medical care in the past, and I know that was really good for her. And so, yeah, I know like there have been some things that have been positive too, but yeah, I know it seems like in life there's always like a sprinkling of, it's like you get the good and then other stuff comes with it and it's like why
Yeah,
so
and I also analyzed it. I was like, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here now with him
right,
in this place.
yeah, oh,
So I take it like it's a good thing that happened.
yeah, oh, that's amazing. That's a beautiful way to look at it to go, um, without those things, I wouldn't be in this place now. It wouldn't have brought me to this place now. And I definitely look back and think, had some of the things in my past that are, not great experiences happened, I definitely wouldn't be where I am now. And I'm very content and happy and in a good place myself right now. Like I'm married to my
That's all that
best
matters.
friend and I we're expecting, so I'm just finishing my
You
first trimester, which is very exciting. We've got three dogs that
are.
we love and good
Congrats.
friends and yeah, thank you. And like other good things, my
Wow.
brother's getting married in March. So like a lot
Wow.
of positives, but it's like I had to go through a lot of hard things to get to now, and sometimes sometimes that happens where it's like, gosh, I really hated this and I wish it hadn't happened. I didn't want to go through it. But it's like without those things, I know that I wouldn't be where I am now. So, um, obviously we don't want the past negative things to have happened, but being really thankful for the present, I think is really beautiful. And I love that you have really good things in your life now. So, and you seem very loved. And I love
Oh,
that for you. Like I say to my mom, like, I'm like, I feel so loved. He's my best friend. I feel like really safe and like I've got a wonderful community and a good home and so it's like what more could you ask for. And so it seems
yeah.
like you have someone who really really loves you, and it's just like everything you've said, it seems so good, with your marriage and your home now. So I'm really
There
happy
are
for
good things
that.
going on. So I do want to close the chapter with her. Like if I felt like stopping voiceover, she's gonna win this battle, and I
Oh,
don't want that.
right.
So I don't want her to.
Yeah. Oh, I love
So
looking at it that way, that you're like, if I don't get back into voiceover, I'm letting her win and take that from me. Yeah,
yeah, I
100%.
don't want.
Right.
So
Yeah, that you're like, I'm taking it back for myself. I love that.
yeah, but and then I have tried to record. The problem is everything I record doesn't sound good enough,
Oh,
and
I
so that
had
problem.
someone else recently say that to me. They were like, I feel like it's not good enough. I'm gonna redo it. And I'll send like another person I'm working with, and I was like, let me hear where it's at. And so then I was able to say, okay, well, these are really good things that are happening. And we could polish up these couple things. But then too, I think that helped them to focus in on the most important things, right? And not scramble to try to fix things that weren't even wrong. Um, so yeah, I think there probably are more good things than bad, but I also know too, if you get out of practice, then sometimes it just takes a little time to get back into it, right? So, yeah, so it might just be that we need a little bit of practice and to just kind of get back
Okay.
in the zone of things. So, what would you say as we're diving back in? What would you say is your biggest thing that you're like, okay, I really want to make sure that I'm accomplishing this or that I'm growing in this way? What are the biggest things?
I do record my own audiobook, like so it's a little
Yeah.
kid's book.
Hmm.
And I'm struggling to do that. Like I have an author account and I also have a
Okay.
voiceover account and I don't know how to connect
Awesome.
it.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing you can do actually, are you doing it? What website are you doing it through?
KDP.
Okay, all right, great. So what you can do is you log into ACX with your author KDP account. So like your login that you use with that, you'll log in there and then you'll be on there as the author. You're going to have to claim your title is the first thing that you do. So like
So
you
when
already
I
have a
click on
login for voice acting, right? It's a separate
yes,
login. Yeah.
yes. So when I click on claim your title, nothing happens. Okay, so when I click
Huh.
on claim your title, it takes me to an Amazon page
Hmm.
where my Amazon orders are.
Interesting. So, what should happen when you click claim your title
Claim your
is you should be able to search for
okay.
your book. So you could look by author, you can look by the title of the book, and you should be able to search for your book. And then when it pops up, um, and sometimes there might be other books with similar titles or whatever that pop up too. You'll click to like a button to claim that particular book.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
usually it takes like they'll approve that. So it might take a couple days or something for them to approve that. But I think it's odd that it's taking you to your Amazon orders page. That's interesting. Let me just like do a little digging here because that is unusual. Um, so
Did
because
you
I don't think that's what you should be seeing.
let me
But I
see?
also know sometimes it's like, um,
Name your title. Okay.
yeah, so
So
I'm just trying to search here for a second. Yeah, if you go to yeah, so when you go to My Projects as the author, you'll click Claim Your Title. It should be in the top right of your screen underneath your name. When you click
so
that, it should say Claim Your Title at the top, and then it should say Search for your title from the list of books available on Amazon, and then you're gonna search by book title.
so I search okay. Okay, I'm just gonna put it my phone down. Ruby crosses to Ball Street. So filter, titles not posted, my projects. I click
Mhm.
on,
So those are ones that you would have already claimed. So when you
oh,
go to My
okay.
Projects, it should be in the
Can
top
you
right. There should be, I think it's in blue.
can you see this?
Yes. Yes, perfect.
So it says titles that may belong to you.
Hmm.
Right here is my title. And
Yes.
I click on that, right? And I
Mhm.
click on that, and then
Oh,
now it takes
I see what it's doing. Yeah.
Amazon.
So you found the book. Let me see. So from that screen,
From this
um,
one,
on the right side of your screen, does it have a little gray box that says claim title?
right side of screen, gray box.
Can you like
Uh,
turn your camera over to the right a little bit? Oh, interesting that it doesn't have it there. So normally there should be a gray button that says claim title. So it's odd that it's not letting you claim it. Um, oh, you know what the
hmm.
issue is at the top where it says bank info missing? It won't allow
That,
you to do anything until you
really?
fill that out because they want to be able to pay you. Yeah,
Really?
have to set that up
That's
first.
why. Oh
Yeah,
my
so it's
God.
not allowing you to claim your title because you have to set that up first. That's been an issue um that voice actors have had too, where they're like, why can't I audition for anything? I got my profile all set up, all this stuff. And if you don't have your bank info set up, then they don't have any way to pay you. So they won't allow
Okay.
you to start any projects as an author or a narrator until you've done that part. So yeah, getting all the tax information and like payment information filled out first. It's something they'll
Yeah,
make you do. But you were in exactly the right place. And then once you get that banking information filled out, on the right side, there should be a gray button that says claim title. And you'll just click
okay.
that. It might take a couple days for them to approve it. So they have someone who will check it, just because they don't want random people claiming other people's books. Um,
Yeah.
We'll have someone check that. And then once they approve it, you'll start being able to accept auditions. And you can also then start looking up narrators and listening to people that you think might be a good fit. So you can start searching for narrators as well. And then if you find someone you like, you can actually just send them an offer directly and like write them a note and be like, hey, I listened to your sample clip of this and I really like your sound. Here's what I'm thinking, da da da.
Oh. So I want to do the narrating.
Yeah, awesome. Great. So you're going to
I
do it
can do it, right?
yourself. So
Yeah.
when you do this, what you're going to do is um you're going to go to once you've claimed the title, you can go to your projects or when you first claim it, you can do it. You're going to edit your title profile basically before it's posted. And you're going to edit like what is your audiobook description? You're going to do categories, copyright information, all of that. And then what you can do, you have two options. So you can choose to um accept auditions or not. So if you're wanting to do it yourself, you can actually just say you have your own narrator, da da da. What's cool is you have two options then. If you just automatically do that, then you can say you don't want to be exclusive as well. And then you can actually upload your audiobook to things like Draft to Digital, other distributors who will go to other places. So they'll distribute to other marketplaces like Smashwords, Apple Books, maybe things like Hoopla, library services, kind of things
Really?
too. Yeah, so Amazon is the biggest marketplace, but you have to kind of choose exclusivity. Amazon will pay you a higher percentage, but then you don't have access to those other marketplaces. You only have access to Amazon marketplaces. So Audible, Amazon, I think they also might own Barnes and Noble as well. So those three.
That
Um,
income spark.
okay, yeah. So anything that Amazon owns, they're going to put your book there. But
Okay.
then you aren't allowed to put it anywhere else if you do the exclusivity. So, if you want to do exclusivity and you want to narrate as your narrator self, you can actually send yourself an offer, find your narrator profile and send yourself an offer through ACX and then accept it on your narrator profile if you want. So you have that as an option as well. Um, I think you actually can send offers to people on ACX with non-exclusivity as well. I believe that's possible, and then you can just download the files after the fact, but you'll already have them all if you do it yourself. So if you want to like bypass that step of hiring yourself, you can just like say, I already have a narrator, and then you're just gonna record and upload your files yourself. And then if you want to, you can then distribute to other marketplaces as well, or you can do an exclusive contract with Amazon. So that's totally up to you which one you feel better about. I think there are pros and cons to either. But I think some of the, like the library services, especially, I think are a really good option because like library services don't usually access Audible, Amazon kind of things, right? They would have to get like an Audible membership or like the Kindle membership to get your ebook, that kind of thing. Um, but then there are things like Libby and Hoopla, like library service type things that people use. And then I know there's another that people like pay a subscription service type of things too that people use. So I think there are some good options out there that are outside of Amazon. So it's entirely up to you. I know like book club people who they just do everything that's Amazon so that their people only have to have like Kindle or Audible, Um, they don't have to go outside of that or buy it separately. But so you might reach different people than you would on Amazon if you do the other. But also, I mean, like since you published on Amazon, you probably saw they have other worldwide marketplaces as well, which is pretty cool too. So, I mean, they are the biggest, place to distribute your book. So,
Yeah.
you're already in a
I,
good spot there. So, just
yeah, and
something to
what
consider.
I have ebook, hardback, and paperback through Amazon.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Great.
Yeah, so now I just got to do the audiobook, and then I have, I think, hardcover and paperback with in Barnes and Noble.
Nice. Okay, great. Oh, that's awesome. Perfect. Yeah, so you already have a really good start there. Um, so yeah, I think
I just
actually
got to get away from my fears. Like I feel like my
oh
feet are,
yeah.
and I just got to get over that. And then once I'm over that, then it's home run. I know that.
Mhm. Right, for sure, for sure. I love that. Um, And a really good way to promote your book would be like if you go like pick a social media, that you want to commit to and like, post little like funny author things and like cute stuff and like share a little bit about your book and promote that way, or even just on your personal profiles, tell people but you could start like an author one as well, either on like Instagram, TikTok. You can make a Facebook author page, kind of like a business page kind of thing. And just try to be consistent, like maybe post once a week, just like something to engage with your
You
people
are
out
very
there.
good with that.
Yeah, I used to be better about it. I feel like along the way, I was like, this is a lot of work, and there's only one of
A lot
me.
of work. A lot of work.
So I don't do as much as I probably ought to with social media, but it's a free way that you can be promoting your stuff. And if you use hashtags, people will be seeing your posts. And so and like if you link music that's popular music right now, like people will see your posts, or you go like one of the things I saw a really creative thing a dance group did is they took the number one hit singles for like all the different years. So they went like, 50s to today, and they did like the number one single from all the different years. And then they made dances to go with it. And then they got really popular because people saw it because they used really popular music, right? So I was like, that's really creative. So using music or engaging in like funny little trends, or like engaging with other authors, um, or, different like audiobook people or just book lovers. If you find people who do book reviews or something and you say, hey, I see that you review children's books. I'd love to send you, a PDF of mine and see what you think. Um, and if you like it and you want to give me a shout out, that'd be so nice because I'm a first time author or something. But just like send it to some people that do book reviews, or like have
That's
kids who
uh,
post about like toys and books and things, and just send it to them like a free ebook copy of it, and then get their feedback. And once you actually have your book on ACX, they're going to give you free codes as well. So they'll give you, I think, like 25 download codes. And that's great because then you can send it to like friends and family who can then give you good
for
reviews. You can send it to like book reviewers, or people who like love audiobooks and post about it. And then they can share about it as well. So it's a good way just to promote and get people engaged. Because I mean, even if you have like a few ratings, you have like a few friends that log in, your husband and like a couple friends who log in and they give you a positive rating, that's gonna make your book get more traction and more views. So
yeah,
because I
for
know I,
sure.
I
I've had
definitely look at like ratings on Amazon, like even if I'm looking up like I need a new spatula, you know?
yeah, no, no, the feedback. So I've had 4 reviews and I've sold 20 books on Amazon.
Okay, all right, awesome. That's a good
Yeah.
start. Love it.
Yeah.
And have you really done much with promoting, or is that just kind of like,
Yes.
yes, okay, awesome.
So next month, the library is having a local authors day. I'm going to be there,
Nice. I
and
love
Julie
that.
Bloom, US, and she's going to be there.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
Fan of hers.
Nice.
I'm gonna have a stand. I printed postcards, little stickers, and bookmarks
Oh,
just to
I
give away
love
they
it.
buy.
That is
And
amazing.
yeah, at the hotel I work at, I drive a shuttle bus for this fancy hotel. They sell
Okay.
like Hemingway books and shit like that. So I
Oh,
went to the gym and
fun.
I'm like, I wrote a kids book, and you guys got a lot of kids. They're so excited,
Oh.
so they're gonna take it up with corporate to see if they can sell it there.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's
So
great. I
it's
love
happening.
it. You're doing a lot of good work promoting it. I love all the like in-person relationships you're building too. I think that's great. Because I
Yeah.
feel like people get so much more invested if they feel like they know you, you know?
They do. And so I ordered 50 books and I have a stack in my shuttle van and I talked to people
Oh,
about it and I've sold 6 books for cash in my van just in 2 weeks.
oh, I love that. That's amazing. That's so cool. Dolly Parton actually, she talks about how when she first started, she just like sold CDs, like in cassette tapes out of the trunk of her car and like went door to door and like would just sing a little bit for people and be like, "Do you want to buy my cassette?" And she jokes, she's like, even if I was still in like the Walmart parking lot selling out of the back of my truck, I'd still be doing music. And I just think that's amazing, that passion and love of it to just be like, "Hey, this is what I do, check it out." So yeah, I think that really is the way. I think that's a lot of why like Justin Bieber had such a amazing following because he went in person to every radio DJ in America, met them, was like
Oh,
a guest on their show, and he's like 12 years old and like sang live on
yeah.
the radio. And so like he was a real person. He got to know people in the industry and made all these connections and, would talk to his fans. He'd be like out skateboarding with friends and like fans would show up and he'd shake all their hands and sign autographs and stuff. And so it's that personal connection. People feel like they know you and then they're invested in your success and they care. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing it the old school way, which is great. I love it. The
Thank
actual
you.
like real connection. That's awesome.
I have to do something.
Yeah, yeah. So as far as recording then, so you said you're not loving what you're hearing. So tell me, what is it
No.
that you're noticing when you are reading and recording? What are the things that you feel like are going well? What are the things that you feel like need some work?
So advertisements hurt my ears on the
Yeah.
television because I hear every mistake. So my ear is much
Oh,
better
yeah.
trained than my voice.
Sure. Okay.
So, a lot of you taught me slow down,
Yeah.
speed up, slow down. I remember that. I do that. But then sometimes it feels like it's really too fast. Like I have
Yeah.
to, I think, especially with the kids' book. Do you mind if I record like a chapter and send it to you and you can give me feedback?
Absolutely. Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
short chapter.
I love that.
Really, thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you email it to me, it'll be a little bit better audio quality than a text. So that's what I
Yeah,
prefer because I can like put on my
yeah.
studio headphones or play through my studio speakers and things and hear a little bit better. Um,
And my husband built me a professional studio. I have it. It's just standing collecting
Yay.
dust.
Oh,
So I have to start using it.
yes.
Um,
Oh, that's so supportive. Like that's just so much love. Um,
so
I
supportive.
think that just shows how much he believes in you too. My husband's the same where he like helped me get a really good setup with like all my monitors and computer stuff and it just was like, let's make this a little bit better because he like I had good equipment and things, but he was like, we could set this up better.
Oh
I love
God.
that. Oh, yes. I have a little sign that says
So
recording in progress, like a little door
it's
hang.
really dark, but you can see, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like patterned out.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, the
like you,
soundproofing and I mean, that's gotta sound great in there. That's
yeah.
beautiful. I mean,
So
studios honestly a lot of the time don't look really pretty, but
no,
it's the
no.
sound quality that's the most important.
It's the sound quality, yes. So I'm gonna work on that. I'll send you an email. We did sell the last time I spoke to you, but I can't
Yeah.
remember what you charged half hour.
Oh, yeah, we're good because I know we chatted a little bit right at the beginning. So yeah, we can definitely dive in and do yeah, we said half hour, but I know we chatted a little bit at the beginning too. So let's make sure we get some good work in. Um yeah, like do you want to just read a little bit for me out loud right now so I can hear a little bit of that? Or is it more the recording quality and like the editing and such that you're feeling like you need a little more help with?
So yeah, that's what I want to do because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're
Okay.
busy.
Oh, it's okay.
I
Yeah.
want to I want to fix this. I want to work on recording, and then we can just email if that
Yeah.
works for
So I know
you.
you said you feel like you're rushing a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
like when you're listening back, you're like, oh, I feel like it's a little fast. Um, so so one thing that I would say with that is I would say try to place your breaths. So look for the punctuation, really pay attention to your breaths and really embrace the time to take those breaths. Don't feel like you're like da, 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 but like really
That's
take
what I'm
those
doing.
breaths. So
Okay.
like instead
Breathing
of these like quick catch breaths, if you have a period, actually pause. And one thing that'll help with slowing down those breaths is breathing through your nose instead of your mouth. If you challenge yourself,
Okay.
sometimes that's hard for me if I get like allergies and stuffy, but trying to breathe through the nose. And then this happened
And
and
then
blah, blah,
also
blah,
you
blah,
don't have to
blah.
cut it out.
Exactly. And then it's quieter. Exactly. Yes. And it actually is nicer for your vocal folds because it'll warm the air and it also filters the air better when you breathe in that way. So that warm air is going to be a little bit nicer on your vocal folds. The cold air can just be like the warmth really allows our voice to relax and really get into like a warmer, richer mode. With the cold air can make us a little more tight and tense. Um, so
Okay.
try breathing
You know?
in through your nose, and that's going to slow down the breath. Another thing I would say is I wouldn't worry as much about the pacing so much. I think I would focus more on the connection with the script. So think about like, what are my key words here? What are the most important words I want to bring out here? And what are my points of view? So when I talk about any person, place, or thing, how do I feel about them? And can I get that to come across? Or when I have really exciting active words, like really great descriptive words or action words, they ran, making that really come alive. I do tend, I would say, a little bit on the faster side for narrators. Commercials I do really well with because they want commercials to be fast. They're paying for it by the second. Books, I would say the trend is to go a little bit slower. Um, and I would say go usually a tad faster than like your typical. But even when I'm listening, not always, it depends on the narrator, but I have certain narrators that I go, whew, they narrate really slow. And I'm ADHD and I can't stay focused. So I'll bump it to like 1.25 or something just because I'm like, this is real slow. Um, so I would say. Don't be too hard on yourself about the pacing. I think that breathing through the nose is a really good trick to help slow it down. And then just if you start to notice yourself rushing, just take a breath and slow it down. Because I think that can actually be pretty exciting too, where one phrase might be a little bit slower and then I start to speed up. And then this happens and this and this and this. But then I slow down again, right? So it's okay because it actually keeps it really alive and exciting. So
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
start to speed up, just acknowledge that and slow down. And sometimes I might go, oh, I started going too fast. I like fumbled over some words. Okay, let's back up. Let's start from that phrase again. So if I really rush it too much to where I'm like, that kind of the words blurred together or I didn't articulate well, then I just go back and I fix that spot, or I just back up. Even when I'm recording, I'll just say, I didn't like that. And so I'll stop it and I'll delete that phrase and I'll be like, okay, I'll come in there again. And then I'll just slow it down. So I think that the variation in pacing can actually be kind of exciting. So if you catch yourself,
Yeah.
then just slow it down. But yeah, the nose breathing trick usually works really well. And then I would also say, like, start practicing even before you start narrating. Start practicing doing lower, like in your core belly breathing, focusing on the rib cage expanding, so that you just get before you even start narrating.
Abdominal
Yeah,
breathing. Yeah.
exactly. Like, put your hands on your belly and just like breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just cycle that for maybe 60 seconds before you even start reading, so that you just kind of start building that habit for yourself. And I think that might help too. So those would be some things I would try this week. But also, when you get too in your head about the speed, it pulls you out of the acting. And we really want that engaged, like true connection to what you're saying. That I would say is more important than the speed. Some people get really hung up on the speed and really focused on that, and then it kind of disengages emotionally,
Right.
I would say is vital. So, yeah. So go ahead
Yeah.
and I mean, even if you want to do like, take a paragraph or two, even if you wanted to do like a couple contrasting takes of it and be like, which do you like better and why? I'd be happy to listen and give you some feedback on that. Like if you're like, I feel like this is the best one. This one I tried a little bit different, you know. I'm happy to listen to a few options. And just send it to my vandyenzor at Gmail, and then I can
Email.
take a listen to that. Yeah. So it's just first and last name. I can type it in the chat, vandyenzor at gmail.com. And I'll
I think
take
I
a
have it.
listen to those. Yeah. And if I I'm better. I'm faster at responding to phone stuff. So if you just send me a text and be like, "Hey, I just emailed you," and I'll be like, "Okay, I'll go look for it," and I'll see it faster.
Okay.
So just send me a little text to let me know that you emailed it when you do, and I'll take a listen. But yeah, I'm really excited to hear it and hear getting back into it. I know the last time we had met, you were feeling a little bit insecure about like your accent just because you've lived in different places and you're like, I feel like it's not really like one thing or clear. It's kind of a combination. Um, but I actually think you have a lovely sound and it's very soothing. And I know that was something you were feeling a little insecure with. I just wondered if that was still something that you're feeling a little less comfortable with, or if you're feeling better about that.
No, I'm getting better at acting.
Yeah.
So hiding it.
I
I
was
hide
gonna
it.
say,
I
I
like,
feel
oh,
like it's a little bit milder now. Like it's
mhm,
it's much more subtle now. It's more of like a subtle, like just a coloring to it. So
yeah,
yeah, I feel
yeah,
like you're sounding not fully like bright, brassy, like certain American dialects. But it's almost like a kind of it's much more neutral sounding, but it still has
it is.
a very nice like I feel like it's a very soothing, welcoming kind of sound. So I really like it, but I did notice I was like it's a little bit like how would I say it? Sort of like softened. Yeah, I think that's a
Yes.
good word for it. It's softened.
Softened,
Yeah.
polished
Right,
a
a little
bit.
more polished. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like you take a rock that's unpolished and put it through a tumbler and it comes out and it's very polished and shiny and all that and you can like see the facets in it a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, so I just noticed that and so I wondered, so are you feeling like you're able to really focus more on the acting and that's not bothering you as much then?
no, it's no, the biggest thing I think what's bothering me is the damn bloody voice. If I can get a baseball bat and beat it, I would. But the voice that says you're not good enough in
Mm,
my head, that's the
yeah,
biggest thing.
yeah.
And I've been
Yeah.
coming up with excuses why I shouldn't get in touch with
Mhm.
you, and I'm like, am I going to live in
Oh,
fear for the rest of my life, or am I going to pull my finger out of my ass
no.
and do something?
No, I love it. You were like, okay, I just gotta get into it. Just take that first step. Yes. Oh, yes. It was funny. I basically like kind of around COVID time, I asked myself, I was like, okay, what would I do with my life if I had no fear? And that was very freeing to me. I was like, if I was not afraid, what would I do? What would I want in life and what would I change? And it honestly, like, it allowed me to kind of throw off. I realized a lot of things were just like family expectations or not wanting to disappoint people. And I was like, well, what do I actually want? And that was very empowering to me to go, if I wasn't afraid, I would want these things. And that honestly changed the way I approached life. And I feel like now I have a lot more balance with things. I'm more well rested, like I think it actually was very freeing for me to go. Some people won't like it, but that's okay. And I have certain family members I'm very, very close to. And then I have others that we've had some rifts because I was like, I have different boundaries now. And, these are the
Good
new
for you.
rules of how to have a relationship with me. And,
Awesome.
some people didn't like that. And, it is what it is. It stinks, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather have a smaller group that I can be real with and be my true
Yeah.
self and be accepted and loved for that person than have a lot of people around me that I have to pretend to be something for, you
Yes.
know?
I can't
So
pretend. It's exhausting.
yeah, so I feel like a lot of what you were saying today, I'm like, oh, I can definitely relate to a lot of these feelings. Something that helped me. was, I know it like sounds cheesy and silly and my brain fought me at first, but is doing affirmations. And at first my brain was like, this is stupid. None of this is true. But studies show that if you say something to yourself, your brain believes it so much more. So I can sit here and say to you, you wrote a book. You've been working on your acting. You have in the past done a lot of work to improve your voice acting. You built a studio that's beautiful and great. Like you have done all of this good work and it's like it's there for you. Now all you have to do is just step up to the mic, right? And push record, right?
Yeah.
You're there. You've already done all these steps to get there, you know? And so, one thing that helped me with the affirmations was instead of telling myself things that my brain was like, that's not true, I'd be like, what is true? You know,
Oh, I like that.
Sandy says she really likes my voice. She genuinely likes it. I don't just say that to everyone. I truly genuinely like your voice and I like listening to it. I had two different audiobooks recently that I downloaded because I was like, I really want to read this book, but like I just want to like listen while I'm doing dishes and stuff. I couldn't listen to them because I was so like pained. It was like
Oh,
one of them was a really cheesy, horrible Southern accent, and I was just like, this is not well done. And it was painful to me. And the other just was like annoying. Like I was like, some people probably love this voice, but to me it was just annoying. Like it was very nasally, and I was like, this is not like soothing to me. This is not good. And so I didn't listen to them. But I genuinely can say I would absolutely listen to you for hours. I genuinely like your voice.
wow.
So you can say to
Oh,
yourself, Vandy
I
likes
know.
my voice. And that is a
And
true
Vandy has
fact.
good taste. And
There
Vandy
you
has really good
go.
taste.
Right? So that's the thing. You can be like, this is a truth that I know. You can say, my husband believes in me and he built this beautiful recording setup for me. And, you know, if he believes in me, then maybe that can help me believe in myself too. You can be like, I wrote this children's book and I have a very clear vision for it. I know how I want it read. I have it in my mind. So now all I have to do is say it the way that it's in my head, right? And so tell yourself things that are truths and then you can start being
That's
like,
true.
I've done the work. I've been practicing voiceover for a long time. I did all this work in the past. That work is still inside of me. I grew in all these ways. That's going to show, right? So start giving yourself affirmations that you know are truth so that your brain can't fight you as much on them.
I
Yeah?
love that. So yeah, I did a recording of things I wanted and
Nice.
just listen to it when I'm driving and I've got these
Fun.
theta sounds behind it that it goes deeper into your brain.
Beautiful. Yes.
10 things have happened.
That's
It
amazing.
really,
Yeah. I made a vision board years ago. And then, I mean, and like part of it was I want to find like a life partner and things. And then, like, shortly after, I already was friends with my husband, but shortly after we started dating, he had been dating someone else for a couple years when we just knew each other as friends. They broke up. And then, I don't know, like 7 months later or something, we started dating. But it was like that was on my vision board, you know, and I like put that I wanted to have like a home that I loved and like, you know, and we have this duplex that we live in and our friends live next door and you know, so it's like it's
now you can have
a lot
a
of
baby.
positives. Yeah, and now we have a baby coming. That was on my vision board, right? So a lot of things that you know, it was like financial freedom, like debt free, things like that. Like, and I would say, you know, not I mean, some of it was like, I want to go on a vacation to the beach that's all inclusive, you know, and some of the things haven't happened yet. Like one of my big dreams is I want to go on an Alaska cruise someday. That hasn't happened yet. That's okay, you know.
Really?
So
In
yeah, my
6 months.
husband was like, I am shocked at how big of a priority that is for you. And I was like, I really want to do it. I want to go see the whales and stuff, you know.
Do it.
So yeah, so I feel like, you know, it's when you know what you want it's so much easier. So I love that you have clarified for that for yourself. And also with like the theta wave, the sounds and things that are accessing
Yeah.
deeper brain and helping you grow those pathways. I love that. I've been doing a lot of like meditation and visualization type things and journaling and stuff over the last couple years to try to help myself with that kind of stuff exactly to like reframe my thought patterns and I so believe in all of that. I love that you're doing it.
Me
And it's,
too.
I mean, a lot of it is stuff that just is internalized when you're young, you know, if like kids bullied you in school and said something, or a teacher criticized you and you internalize those things. Or I've talked to my
Yeah.
mom in recent years and said, you know, this moment when I was 8 years old and you snapped at me and said this has been so painful and driven a wedge between us for decades. And she was like, oh, honey, I'm sure I did not mean the way you took it. And like, we had a heart to heart, and she was like, I hate that I hurt you like that. And like, I was bawling and was like, I thought you were my best friend. And then after that, I was like, I guess mom isn't my friend, you know, and like, and it's just like, it's life, you know. But we internalize these things sometimes that aren't even true, you know? And so I love that you're doing these things to reprogram your thinking.
A lot of that, now that you say that, the thing that I think I'm not good enough is, abuse was a big thing in South Africa in the 70s and 80s. It was okay to hit your kid. So I
Mhm.
got beaten a lot by my
Yeah.
parents and very confused now as an adult.
Mhm.
Now I'm almost 50. Now I'm dealing with this shit.
Right.
Almost 50.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, come
And
on.
you've lived with that for so long, right?
Yeah.
But you still have a lot of years left, a lot of life left with this wonderful man who adores you. And you get to choose. When you're young, you don't have any say, right? But now you do.
Yeah.
You get to choose how you're treated. You get to choose how you live your life. You get to choose better for yourself. And yeah, I mean, you internalize those kind of things. That's something I'm very like, I will not be raising my child the way I was raised. And I like one thing is I'm like, we will not spank ever. No, that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to spank my kid.
Talk about it. Talk about it. That's
Mhm.
it. Make them understand why it was wrong. That's it. I wish I had
Yeah.
that. Oh,
Or
you're
even
gonna have
like there
such a
was a
happy
big
life.
thing when I guess like back when, you know, I was a baby that everybody thought was the right thing, like the let the baby cry it out, put them on a schedule. And I'm like, if a baby cries, I'm gonna pick it up.
They're gonna need something. Oh, they talk. They need
Exactly.
something.
Right, exactly. So they're just like small things. And they really believed that was the best thing for the child, right? And you know, modern
Yeah.
research has shown that that is not the case. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's we do the best we can. I truly believe my mother did everything in love and tried her best, but she still did things that I'm like, that was hurtful to me. This was not helpful. This was destructive, you know. Even things that she goes, I didn't teach you that. And I'm like, no, but you took me to a church where they taught me that. And I thought then that you must believe it, you know. And she was like, oh, well, I don't believe those things, you know. And so as an adult, we've been able to hash out stuff and
That's great
go,
for
I
you.
was fed these things, you know, in Sunday school or whatever, you know, and she was like, well, I didn't believe that. I didn't teach you that, you know. Like our church was a little bit racist and my mom was like, well, we had neighbors who were Indian and like people down the street who were black and we were friends with them and you hung out with their kids and like I was friends with the moms and I'm like, I know, but like we did go to a church that was pretty racist and now like as an adult I'll go to like family funerals and things, and I'll hear the older people talking, and I'm like, I don't want my kid around this. Like, like they'll be
Uh,
joking, and I'm like, that was not an okay joke, you know? And so there are things now that I'm going, I don't want that for my kids. I don't want
yeah.
that in their life or in their mind, submitting subtle messaging and stuff, you know? And so, you know, it's like things like I have a friend who's trans. That's a really good friend. I have friends who are you know, LGBTQ plus and I'm like, you know, as a kid, I was very much sheltered from all that. And I'm like, you know, I know some people who are very different than what I was, you know, taught was the best kind of people that I'm like, I would trust them more than these family members with my kids. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So I
So,
recently heard about these 5 rules in life, and I want your opinion on
yeah,
it because it's gonna resonate.
sure.
It starts with you exist. So it starts with you.
Mhm.
You exist. The one is the all is the one. Everything is in the here and the now. You get what you give, and everything changes but these 5 rules.
I love that. That middle one, I feel like,
You,
is kind of like something I really try to do now, which is just being very present, being very mindful and present and right now. But yeah, I
everything is in
love
the here and
that last one you said too. One of my favorite authors, Octavia Butler, I don't know if you know the book, The Parable of the Sower, but it's kind of like the apocalypse. And the main character, she starts her own like faith basically where God is change. And she basically says like change is
now.
constant, change is inevitable, change is something you can't get away from. And so it's like a whole way of life like that centers around like community, but like change is the constant. But then like it's really, really interesting. I really enjoyed the book. It was supposed to be a trilogy. She wrote two. And then she unfortunately passed away, so she didn't finish. But I thought it was a very compelling book and really challenged my thinking. But yeah, so she explores how like change, essentially, she's like her understanding of God. She's like change is constant, change is ever present, change is like
Love that.
always
I wrote
with
it down.
you. And yeah, it's really interesting. So it's called Parable of the Sower. By Octavia Butler. She was very ahead of her time. She was this African American sci-fi writer in the 70s. And she's
Wow.
like, I think she was so ahead of her time. She's one of my very favorite authors. I've read everything I can find that she's published. And so I really enjoy her works because it challenges me to think a little bit differently. So yeah, so
Like that.
yeah, so I thought maybe you'd enjoy checking that out. But I love those. Those are really good, just like reminders, rules to live by. Yeah. It sounds like you're having a really big time of growth. And I
Oh
love that
God.
for you.
Time. Octavia. I'll write that
Yes,
down.
Octavia Butler. I
Like
know that
because you
periods of growth can be painful, but I truly believe it's all worth it.
and also, Bandy, when you know that something is wrong and you're not doing anything about it, that is the biggest bug.
Yeah.
I'm the best friend. I will give you your straight, honest truth. That dress is ugly. Take it off.
I
I
love
used
that.
to do that with my friends, but I'd also do it with myself.
Yeah.
Now I've been fighting with myself for a long time. And
Yeah.
I don't want to step in the studio. I really don't want to step in the studio.
Hmm.
I'm so scared. And now and this week I was like,
Yeah.
it's enough. It's enough. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you for your
What can
help.
you do to make this studio more appealing to yourself? I'm curious. Is there
Oh,
anything you could
you
do
know
that
what?
would make it like more enjoyable to be in there? Like a
I
really
put
fun chair or something, like just, or like a cute little like figurine that makes you laugh, like just something that would make it feel a little more like fun
oh my
to you.
God. I figured it out. I put pictures of my mom up there and she's passed and she wasn't
Oh,
very nice to me. So maybe I should take it
oh,
down.
so that's in your head when you sit down.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should take it down. Oh,
Yeah,
shoot,
so
yeah.
maybe put a picture of like your husband who's so supportive and believes in you so much. Like put something
Good idea.
that inspires you, like a person that inspires you. So like I love, love, love Lucille Ball. I feel like she is just such a trailblazer for her time. I mean, like she's the person who made Star Trek happen. I mean, she's amazing. She's so ahead of her time. Yeah, she ended up being like a film producer. She's the person who started the rerun. Everything was filmed live and broadcast live before her, but she wanted
Wow.
to live in a different place. And so she was like, we'll film it and then you can air it later. So she was very trailblazing in her field and she so inspires me. So I have a picture of her up on the wall right here next to me. And I have like a couple people that one is someone I've worked with, a poster from one of her productions, and she signed it. And then like an artist, a music artist that I find really inspiring that I met. I like won tickets and got to meet her and she signed a thing. So like things like that. I've got like a Broadway signed thing, and then I've got like these composers I met that I really love their work signed, and so I'm like surrounded by art from my grandma, and I have my first it was the first comic book turned into like a radio drama that I did. It was very cool. So I have like that comic book framed and on the wall and stuff that
Oh,
the author
precious.
gave me. And so like things like that that are really inspiring, right? That I just surround myself with. And so then, I just like look up and I'm like, right in front of me, I have one of my best friend's piece of art right in front of my face. So it's like I think of them,
Okay.
or like I
Okay.
look to the side and I see my grandma's art and I'm like, oh, my grandma's my biggest fan. And so surrounding yourself with things that really inspire you and pump you up and motivate you, I find can be just really helpful.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Thank you.
Yeah. And even if you need like little breaks, be like, I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to do 30 minutes. And then at 30 minutes, I get to take a break. So I think if
Okay.
you set like small goals for yourself too, so for instance, I get really overwhelmed by doom piles. So if I have like a pile of papers I need to go through and
Yeah.
organize, I get
Yeah.
overwhelmed. So I'm like, I am going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And when that timer is done, that's all I do for this doom pile today. So,
That's
so
good.
then I don't get too crazy overwhelmed because I'm like, I will
Yeah.
do 10 minutes of the dishes in the sink and then I will walk away. So then I don't feel like I'll
Okay.
get stuck there for 2 hours.
Negotiate with
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
instead of saying no completely, you just have to continue. It's just consistency. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah. And the thing is, little baby steps are going to add up. If I did 30 minutes every day of the week, that's going to end up by the end of the week being over 3 hours. That's 3.5 hours. And I can be like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, that's quite a lot. And so,
Yeah.
if you think about, oh, I did 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, 20 minutes in the evening, and I did that every day, that's an hour a day, that's 7 hours by the end of the week, right? So you can do small
Wow.
chunks and then you can be like,
Yeah.
oh, I really got something done.
Yeah.
So
Because
when
I
I feel
love feeling
overwhelmed, I just do tiny, tiny little steps.
yeah. Because at the end, it is about feeling accomplished.
Yeah, right. And if you start feeling good about it, you go, I did
Yeah.
something good. So that's why too,
Yeah.
like I'll have students be like, oh, I tried to do the chapter. And I'm like, don't do the chapter. Do the first paragraph. And then be like,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm going to try to do the first page, the rest of the page. And then say, okay, this week I'm going to try to get the next 2 pages done. By the end of the week, I'll get 2 pages done. But that means I could do like a paragraph a day, and that's fine,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't have to be all knocked out at once. And it's like, then, they get paralyzed if they're like, I can't do the whole chapter. And I'm like, if you just
Yeah.
did a paragraph a day, you would have it done by the end of the month, you know,
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
procrastinating all month, So
Yeah.
sometimes just those little tackle little bite-sized amounts of it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. I look forward to the email. I'm excited to hear some.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
work on
really
that.
excited.
Um, are you down with once a week a
Oh, sure.
Friday
Yeah,
or you
absolutely.
too busy?
Yeah, Fridays are good. Yeah,
Yes,
awesome.
Fridays are good.
Okay,
And I'm
good.
flexible. Just what time works for you best?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sometimes I kind of like try to keep my mornings for projects and like things that I'm working on. So just because like if I have other appointments or things, I try to put them earlier in the day. And then I'll keep like later in the day usually open for lessons. That way, like I can record and stuff when my voice is most fresh. Excuse me, I had a little burp. So would you be able to do, just so I don't have to like bump or anything on different days, would you be able to do more like a 2 o'clock maybe on Fridays?
Yes,
And we could just keep
Kim.
that time each week?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool, awesome. And if you
that
just want
works.
to save the link, it's the same Zoom link every time. But I'm also happy to
Okay.
send it to you as well. So
Yeah.
whatever you need, I'm happy to resend it. So,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. So I'll plan to see you then next week. I think it's the 7th. at 2 o'clock. Sound good? And
Yeah,
if
so
you need to change it, just
let me
let me know.
let me just go ahead and pay you for four for the
Oh,
month.
okay, great. And then I'll just make a note on the calendar that you're paid for that many. Yeah.
Yeah, just let
Yeah,
me know how
Izzy
much I
does
owe
that
you.
too. She's like, I don't like to have to remember to do it every week. So she'll just pay for like a
Uh,
block and then I'll just be like, oh, hey, we've used them all. And so then, she like pays for it for a certain stretch. So she doesn't have to do it every week. That's just easier for her.
but how did we pay you the last time? Did I do Zelle? You have Zelle?
Yeah, I do have Zelle. Yeah. So I'll just text you the info for that. And then you can just send by Zelle. So you're gonna do four, so I'll just go ahead and mark that on the calendar.
All
And
right.
then we'll just know. So next week will be two of four. Perfect. All right.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Andy.
Perfect. I'll text that to you right now.
All right. Have
All
a
right.
good
Well,
day.
have a wonderful Halloween and a great weekend.
Thank
All
you. You
right.
too.
Bye, Lee. See you soon.